Welcome back to the CryptoLabs YouTube channel. It is hot and I'm in a hot tub. Don't ask me why, but it works. Was thinking about the 1%. A lot of people make the 1% out to be these lucky or privileged or evil or some golden spoon part of the population who somehow manipulates and controls the world, and it's so inaccessible to us, at least. That's what I used to think. When I learned that to get into the 1%, depending where you live, but it's accessible to anyone. We're not talking about like the 0.0001% of like billionaire, trillionaire, 2-3 families that run the world. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about, hey, I like to make enough income, passive leveraged income from the income that I created, and I put the money to work for me that pays for my lifestyle. And you got a paid for house, and you got a couple cars, and you have freedom to make decisions and experience life to the fullest. I truly believe that's accessible to absolutely anyone. I don't care where you come from, where you start from. There are no constraints. There is no one blocking you. It may seem like it. You're trying to get into some kind of opportunity and do something, and it's just like, no, you can't. And most people give up. Hence why they're not in the 1%. Some say, okay, well, you're telling me no, but let me try this. Let me go over here. Let me circumnavigate. Let me go over the wall, under the wall. Let me go through the wall. Let me fly over it. Okay, I can't fly. Let me get a helicopter. They find a way. Almost everyone I know who would be considered 1%, which, look it up for your country. What is the 1%? How much do I have to earn, or how much do I have to have in net worth? It's not that much. Well, look it up. And let me know in the comments when you find it. What is the 1% for where you live? Everyone I know who would be in that, they're everyday regular people who started from scratch, started from nothing. Many times the parents were immigrants. That gave them like that drive, or that kind of like immigrant edge, so to speak. And they made it happen. They had an idea for a better life. They made a plan to get there, and then they worked on it every single day, and they adjusted the plan when the plan didn't go as they thought it would. And they just ventured into new territory every single day. There are people in the UIG who are now a part of the 1%. It's not that crazy of a barrier. To me, I'm like, dude, if you're making $7-8 grand a month passively because you have your capital working for you and you no longer have to work, that's an easy 1%er for me. We have someone doing $30K a month. That's a 1%er if you even just look at the income. In most places in the world, I'd say almost all places in the world, you'll be teetering on that line of 1%. What's different? It's not the access to opportunity. It's not their zip code. It's not whatever. It's the way they think. I learned this in my 20s of, okay, if everyone thinks this way and says that this is the normal way to do it, just do the opposite. And most of the time, you'll be ahead. If everyone thinks, hey, go here and do this, and this is what life should be, it's like, okay, let me just do the complete opposite. If everyone is walking there, walk the other way. That's true for investing too, because someone will see an opportunity, take it, because they're doing the opposite of what everyone is thinking. To me, that's crypto and DeFi right now, by the way. Still, a lot of people don't touch it. By the time it's mainstream, think 5, 6, 8, 10 years from now, when everyone is just normal, well, the opportunities will be diluted. And it's the people who thought differently, you and me, if you're on this channel, that chose to walk in this direction when no one else was, that we reap the rewards of that early adoption and being their first movers. I think it's true for the way people think about their health. Do the opposite of what most people do, and chances are you'll be healthy. The way they operate in relationships, do the opposite of what most people do, and most likely you'll have an awesome relationship. That's true for work, life, making money, the way people save, the way people invest. Do the opposite. 95% of the time you're going to make better decisions just by doing the opposite. I think it's the way that they think, it's the stuff they consume, the entertainment, how they spend their money. how they think about life in general. It's not like better or worse. It's what's optimal for you. And I think there's a very few people who are walking through life fitting the mold who are actually happy. If anything, they're like spiritually bypassing and toxic positivity smiling, I'm happy, but deep down inside, they're not growing. And if there's no growth, there's death. There's no middle. It's either expanding or shrinking, growing or dying, evolving or disintegrating. What side of the fence do you want to be on? And I think both options are difficult. Not doing anything, coming home, sitting on the couch, watching Netflix, eating ice cream, and then dealing with the regret of that the next day, that's hard. The other is, hey, I'm going to learn some stuff. I'm going to build up some discipline. I'm going to take some risk. I'm going to step forward. I'm going to move and get criticized for doing something that's different. I mean, that's hard too. It's a different kind of hard. There's fulfillment and growth within that. Working out is hard. I think not working out and not moving your body is maybe easier up front because you don't have to put in the effort, but then you freaking can't move, you can't stretch, your joints hurt, and by 50 or 40, you're like 80, 90. I see 40-year-olds who are like, oh man, I'm 40. And then I see the 1%, they're 40 and they're like, damn, I feel 20. They're 60 and they still feel 20. So what was actually more difficult? Putting in the workout, upping your discipline, eating the right foods so you could have longevity and health and vibrance and energy? Both are difficult, but the outcomes are drastically different. You got to make a choice at some point. Being broke is just as hard as making it happen. Becoming wealthy, to me, it's honestly, they're both going to be difficult paths. What's going to be our choice? I sit here in the hot tub and money just keeps hitting my DeFi bank accounts. I've got investments that I made in traditional finance a long time ago. I've been building businesses for a decade. I've got residuals. And it's not about me. Like, who cares, Lucas? Anyone can do this, by the way. Okay, good for you, Lucas. No, I still have problems and I'm dealing with those problems. Life's not all sitting in hot tubs all day. But it hits me at times of I chose my difficult. At some point when I was 25, 26 and hit rock bottom. Like depressed, suicidal, gun to my head, rock bottom. And I'm grateful for that moment every single day because I made a different choice and that choice brought me here. And those choices continued to bring me somewhere new. And I've got my own problems and my own ceilings and my own things I'm dealing with too, so don't get it twisted. Appreciate you. I hope this little chat helped in some way, shape, or form. With that said, I'm going to get out of here. What I will do is I'll leave some crypto DeFi videos in the four corners of the screen. Dive in to this stuff. I do think this is the opportunity that only a few % of people are actually stepping into. It's a very small community in the DeFi space. And I think those who are entering now will reap the rewards when everyone else starts entering and following the crowd, so to speak. We're the early movers. It's only been a few years it's been around. With that said, which is why there's an opportunity. With that said, check out the videos and I'm going to get out of here. Appreciate you. Peace.